I love manga so much, as you can probably tell if you've watched any of my videos, and you might expect my favorite moment from manga to be something from One Piece, one of my favorite manga, or maybe something outside of Shonen Jump, like my personal favorite manga, Blue Period, a series I need to talk more about on my channel at some point. And while a lot of moments in Blue Period come close to my favorite moment overall comes from Kazuki Takahashi's Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh!, the children's card game manga that's mostly known for its over-the-top card battles, shadow realms, and maybe some odd homoerotic tension, which is something I'd like to touch on in another video one day, but we'll leave for now. And while I could go over how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so much more than the over-the-top card game people might think it is, today I just want to talk about a particular moment during Battle City, the most beloved arc in the series I think. Known for all the insane battles that take place during its latter half, the Egyptian god cards, and being one of the coolest tournament settings in all of Shonen. All of that though leaves my favorite moment a bit of an overlooked one I think. If you do actually want a video going on why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so great and better than you think, my name is Doofy actually made a video just on that topic recently, and it's really good. So I'll push you to check that out, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. To set the scene, the Battle City qualifiers are still ongoing, and Yugi and Kaiba have just defeated Loomis and Umbra. Meanwhile, Joey and Taya have been captured and mind-controlled by Marek. In order to get his friends back, Yugi must duel the captured and mind-controlled Joey while being chained to him, his best friend. And not only chained to him, but there's an anchor in the middle of them, and the loser will be dragged into the sea and drowned. And if neither win in 40 minutes, the anchor will come down anyway, and both will suffer that fate. This is also one of the rare instances where the dub commits to the source material and death is on the table, something 4Kids are notorious for censoring.
So the loser of this duel will be dragged to the bottom of the ocean, while the winner frees himself at the last minute.
That's right. Quite ingenious, isn't it?
But wait! If I win this duel, will you set my friends free from your control, Merrick?
Nope.
Before the duel begins, Yuki gives a speech to Joey saying he wants to duel him from the bottom of his heart, that he wants to duel him as a true duelist. They both promise together to fight in Battle City at the beginning of the arc, and that this promise is what propelled Yugi to try his best so far, and without this promise he wouldn't have gotten where he has. So as well as this life and death angle to the fight, Marek is twisting the promise these two made and is actively attacking their friendship, one that's been built up throughout the entire manga from the very beginning. Their relationship was also really well established in Duelist Kingdom, with both of them wanting to win the tournament there for their own reasons. I want to bring this up now, as the dub has this really cheesy song which I need to subject everyone to, as I think it'll illustrate the bond between these duelists better than me just explaining what's happened throughout the entire story so far. And I really want to show it to people because it's super cheesy and funny, and I love reminding people that this exists.
All right, Joey, you asked for my best, and I intend to give it.
Yugi, I won't insult you by giving you anything less than my all. I'm gonna come at you hard right from the start.
How'd it come to this, after all we've been through? Two of a pair, now on opposite sides. From the very start, with honor we've two watched each other's back and we battled with pride. We are closer than brothers, now we have to fight each other. And we trust our fate to the heart of the cards. No matter what, let the game begin. No matter what, may the best man win. No matter what, we're in this together. No matter what, we'll be friends forever. No matter what, it's been you and me, hanging out playing games. Didn't ever think it would get this hard. Time's running out and there's so much at stake. Everything riding on the turn of a card. We'll show 'em what we're made of as we fight for the ones we love. And we'll be friends till the very end.
Let the match begin.
No matter what.
Let's duel!
Now back to the serious part of the video. Even before Duelist Kingdom, Joey has always been there for Yugi, from chapter 1 even, and to really get behind why I love this moment that I'm gradually building up to, I think we need to talk about the point of Yu-Gi-Oh! And something people often gloss over when they think about the series. Yugi has a wish at the very beginning when he assembles the Millennium Puzzle, and that wish is that he wants friends. It's so simple and relatable. I think anyone can empathize with Yugi and with the idea of being alone, but often in shonen manga the idea of friendship is overlooked as this silly power-up thing, which is kind of sad because in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's portrayed as so earnestly and beautiful, and it's tragic seeing Yugi upset in chapter 1 because he thinks he'll always be alone after finding out that the final piece of the Millennium Puzzle is gone. But then he gets that final piece back from Joey. In a sense, Joey is the final piece he needs, and in a self-fulfilling way, Yugi had already made a friend by sticking up for Joey earlier in the chapter. This culminates with Joey admitting he's Yugi's friend at school despite their differences and despite him being a bully to Yugi, and then he's embarrassed because he said a corny line and admitted that he wanted to be his friend. Here we see that interacting with others and wanting to be friends takes some effort. It's sometimes hard and you need to be courageous to initiate relationships with people, but ultimately it's a worthwhile thing to do. So we've established the bond between Joey and Yugi, and I think with that in mind, this duel to the death between them has a lot at stake. Not just physical stakes, but also emotional ones. Their friendship is being corrupted at this point. This is also one of the rare times where the real Yugi wants to duel in place of the Pharaoh, since Joey is Yugi's best friend. Even mentioning the wish he made in chapter 1, that's some really good consistent character writing there. Yugi ends up drawing Red Eyes during the duel as well, a card Joey left in his care until Joey could prove himself a true duelist, which is a big part of their promise I mentioned earlier. And when using Exchange to take a card from Yugi, Mind Controlled Joey has the chance to take Red Eyes from him, the best card in Yugi's hand and a powerful monster, but something within him stops him. Deep down, their connection and promise is strong enough to stop the mind control, and Joey picks another card. Another great part of this duel is when Yugi gives Joey the Millennium Puzzle, because no matter how hard he tries, Yugi can't just kill Joey, he can't kill his best friend, and despite its importance to him, holding the Pharaoh, his partner, and being the embodiment of his wish and his friendship, he trusts Mind Control Joey with his treasure. It's a testament to their strong friendship, with Yugi believing in his friend no matter what. This scene is kind of heartbreaking as well because Yugi is willing to die for Joey. He's willing to give everything up, and only for Joey to take off the puzzle, he takes out the centerpiece, the piece that kicked off this whole series essentially, and the one he returned to Yugi to fulfill his wish, and he's about to throw it into the ocean when everything just comes flashing back. And even while mind controlled, Joey can't do it, and instead he clutches this piece to his chest and disobeys Marek's orders. Yugi and Joey then go back and forth in summoning monsters and attacking each other, but there's no way they can get out of this situation. Seemingly, someone has to die, with Yugi ultimately coming to terms with the idea that so long as he can snap Joey out of Marek's trance, that they would win, at least in spirit. Marek wouldn't corrupt their friendship, and Yugi is fine dying if at the end Joey is his friend. He then uses Mystical Rift panel to buy some time so he can say what he wants to Joey, which is, "Joey, you taught me I wasn't alone, and you taught me courage. You're my best friend. Joey, I love you." This moment is so special to me. It's emblematic of Yu-Gi-Oh!, its ideas of friendship and how honest it is. It's a massive emotional scene that harkens back to the very beginning of the story and solidifies Joey and Yugi having the best friendship in all of manga to me. But let's look at this a bit closer and ask, why does this moment resonate with me so much? I think Yugi saying he's not alone is really moving and helps illustrate how he felt prior to the series beginning, with it showing us just how much friendship means to him, something we see throughout the series in all of his friends and the Pharaoh too. But Joey was his first friend. He's also the person who taught him to step up and to be courageous and take the initiative, which he needed to make those friends. I think that Yugioh is trying to show that it's hard to make friends sometimes, and it takes real effort to put yourself out there, especially if you're someone shy or anxious, which really resonates with me. As someone who grew up moving a lot, I had to say goodbye to any friends I might have had numerous times over and over, and as a result I grew up as a very reserved and quiet boy, and then my family broke apart at an early age, something that didn't help me, as I would spend most of my time doing things like drawing alone, and visiting friends' houses wasn't something I really could ever do. And maybe it's a combination of these external and internal factors, as in general I'm a pretty introverted and quiet person, but that didn't mean I didn't want friends or didn't want warmth. It was just really hard to take initiative and ask someone if they wanted to be friends. So that's why I really sympathize with Yugi now, and I feel like I understand him. But it goes even deeper, because Yugi's last words in that sentence, "I love you," those are really hard words to say sometimes, especially to friends and even to family sometimes for me. I think they take a real courage to say. In this instance though, we'll focus on saying "I love you" to a friend. Something a lot of girls probably do easily, although I don't want to just assume, but I know from my experiences as a boy growing up, it's something really difficult to say, and something I think I've only been able to do in recent years because of this scene in Yugioh. You can probably analyze what I'm trying to say in depth and go down a whole bunch of rabbit holes on male intimacy and gender dynamics, things that are probably really interesting, but I'm a dumb manga boy who just wants to speak about things in my heart, and I really like this scene. I think it's such a great example of friendship, and it's good for young people to see that saying "I love you" like this is normal, and it's something we should express to one another. I also think it's cool that this chapter came out before I was even born, which will date me, it being serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump in issue 51 of 2000. I find that this portrayal of friendship is kind of ahead of its time, maybe, or maybe it just goes to show how kind and sweet Kazuki Takahashi was, as he's someone who perfectly depicted friendship, and I think he really put his best example forward throughout his work, always showing his characters as honest and heartfelt, something I'm forever grateful for. It's really given me a deeper appreciation of what friendship is, and it's helped me communicate with friends and loved ones in a better way. So all I can say really is thank you. Thank you for helping me communicate with my friends better, and this amazing scene, which is my favorite in all of manga. Thank you so much if you've watched the video up until now. This video in particular means a lot to me, and I got very emotional while writing it. I love Yu-Gi-Oh a lot, and I'd love to cover it more one day, as I've just been enamored with the cards, the anime, and the manga for my whole life basically. GX being my favorite anime actually, and something I really want to cover extensively one day, like episode by episode extensively, so definitely stick around if you're interested in that. But for now, you can check out the range of videos on my channel, mostly about Shonen Jump and manga. I'd really appreciate it if you gave them a watch, and if you like them, please subscribe for more. You can also comment on how you feel about this moment in Yu-Gi-Oh, or maybe another moment in Yu-Gi-Oh that's your favorite, or you can even comment your favorite moment in all of manga. I'd love to hear what resonates with you. Again, thank you for watching, and remember to be kind to each other and to take care.